Stalin and Lenin all met in Brick Lane before they went off for the revolution, and they had a congress here in London. And of course you have that area of Spitalfields, Brick Lane, which is famous for beep, and it's famous for the Huguenots, and it's famous for Nigel Farage, whose ancestors also came from Frankfurt, and the Red Shields had a banking house in Frankfurt. And this is why he is there. And this is why Boris will come back. It is a script. Now let's look at his links to Freemasonry, because we will find that the Huguenots had a major influence in Freemasonry. This makes sense because the Huguenots come from Cathar and beep heritage, and they believe in a Gnostic view, interpretation of the biblical story. And they do not believe that Christ was divine. This is why they promote the bloodline of Jesus, that he had children. And they believe that John the Baptist was a secret Gnostic teacher of the Egyptian mysteries. That's why they have all this Egyptian symbolism, Egyptian mystery school. And this came through the Temple of Solomon. And so you can see the links. And the two main saints of Freemasonry, one is St. John the Baptist, which they believe a heresy concerning St. John the Baptist, and the other is St. John the Evangelist. And what I believe is they're using the Book of Revelation to kind of mirror these events, and they're controlling the events, and then they want to create some kind of new age, and this is what they're doing. That's why they're sort of fulfilling the book. And they're also going by the text of Shakespeare, William Shakespeare, which was again written by secret societies, Royal Arch Freemasonry, which I've explained many times in my videos on why Boris Johnson described the Queen as the keystone of the arch. And so we have Boris Johnson could return as Prime Minister. Remember, Boris Johnson said he was Cincinnatus. Cincinnatus was the Roman who gave up the plough to come back and take charge. So he was like dictator. He gave it up, went back to the plough, and then came back because there was another crisis. And that's what Boris sees himself as. Boris Johnson, Churchill factor. Boris Johnson is trying to mirror Churchill. Churchill, as I say, was the first Prime Minister under Queen Elizabeth II. I believe Boris was the last. And Winston Churchill was in power, then he went away, then he came back from the wilderness to take charge of World War II, and the same will happen with Boris Johnson. And I've made at least 7 videos predicting all of this from the very start, unlike the shill truthers. Most of your lower down shills were dumb, just mirroring other shills' videos. This is why you should always think for yourself. And you have the Brexit logo here, and you have it as an upside down pentagram in a circle, and you have the bottom of the pentagram as the Union Jack. Okay, it is all ritual. Thank you.